Frankenstein, or the Modern Prometheus, written by Mary Shelley and published in 1818, created what has become one of the most recognized icons of horror fiction. But a question arises. Could the story, inspired by the dismal weather of the year without a summer, also be based on real events? Could Dr. Frankenstein have been inspired by a real man? There is a Frankenstein castle, today a ruin, along the River Rhine in Hesse. Frankenstein Castle, or Burg Frankenstein, is a hilltop castle built in the Odenwald Mountains in the 12th century. Mary spent several weeks touring the Rhine with Percy Shelley in 1814. While she does not seem to have mentioned visiting the castle specifically, many authors have speculated that she must have visited Burg Frankenstein, and moreover, they argued that she most likely heard local legends about a one-time resident of the castle, Johann Conrad Dippel. Dippel was born at the castle in 1673, and the name Frankensteinicis was added as an addendum to his name while attending the University of Gießen in Hesse. Using the pseudonym Christianus Democritus, he authored more than 70 books on mathematics, philosophy, and chemistry, but he also dabbled in the occult, studied hermetics, alchemy, and theology. The castle was for a while abandoned by the Frankenstein family after the Reformation, and Dippel occupied the castle at that time. In many ways, he seemed similar to the Mad Doctor from the novel. His experiments were considered by some to be sacrilegious, and he was accused by a local priest of grave robbing and performing experiments on cadavers. Moreover, he is most known for a formula called Dippel's oil, a foul-smelling concoction used in tanning animal hides, but also with purported medicinal qualities. Possibly because of the accusations by the priest, or simply because it did apparently use animal bones and parts, local legend suggests that the potion might have included human body parts. But more than for the tanning of hides, Dippel suggested that his oil was an effort to develop a formula for everlasting life, and he attempted to convince the Landgrave of Hesse to deed him the castle in exchange for the formula. Dippel was a real person. His books were real, but exactly what of his work at the time in the castle is legend and what is real is not clear. He eventually left the area. The website Frankenstein's Diaries writes, "The locals rather chasing him away like those pitchfork-wielding villagers in the Universal Frankenstein movies." The local legend, however, includes him digging up cadavers and experimenting on them in an attempt to create an elixir of life, literally while living in Frankenstein Castle. Given her tour of the area, it's not hard to make the connection that Mary heard these stories from locals, and it inspired the famous Mad Doctor in the novel, although the connections are circumstantial.